So today I'm back with my mum, Jackie Wren, and we're going to talk about nutrition, and more specifically nutrition for a weight loss goal, as I feel that will help for the most amount of people. However, if you are interested in potentially nutrition for building muscle or nutrition for sport specific goals, please do leave us a comment and we'll get that done for you. So, Mum.
Right, okay, so eating for weight loss or fat loss, it's something that everybody I think's probably asked me who trains with us. And really you want to have a look at what's going to work for you. Don't go into something that is more difficult than you can achieve. So start 100%. Off slowly. Alex is going to explain about calorie deficit in a minute, but I'm just going to say to you, bearing that in mind, all about calorie deficit, always make sure that it's something that's achievable to you. So pick the foods that you like.
Yeah.
Don't follow something that's off, generic off of the internet or something, because you're going to say, oh gosh, I don't like that, and I'll swap it for something. It may be the wrong thing.
Yeah. So
you really need somebody to write you a plan or look into a plan for you that specifically, food you like. Really important.
I completely agree with that. So the only way to lose weight is to be in a calorie deficit. This means you're eating less than you're burning. That is how anyone has ever lost weight. The only way to do it. So any diet will just put you in a calorie deficit, and that is how you lose weight. By lose weight, I'm talking about losing fat. That's another thing to talk about. Make sure that we're getting the fat loss, not just the weight loss, if that makes sense. So for instance, weekly weigh-ins at clubs such as Slimming World, I'm going to debunk them here. Your weight can go up and down regardless of water retention, whether you've been to the toilet or not.
Yeah.
And many other reasons. Menstrual cycles for women, obviously. Lots of different things. Menopause.
Hormones in general.
That has nothing to do with fat. So we're looking at burning the fat, not just losing weight. I like to use weight as a measure with my clients because it is a tool, but that's why we also do pictures and measurements to make sure that we're getting progress tracking from all angles. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't tend to weigh my clients so much. I just go more on what they look like and how their clothes are feeling. So it just goes to show that it doesn't matter what tools you're using to gauge your weight loss, as long as you have got a benchmark to work by.
Yeah, it's important to be checking in on your check-ins unit. Yeah. So like comparing your pictures or your weight or your measurements, it is important to track your progress to check it's going right.
And you've got some trousers you think, oh, they're a bit hard to do up. So they're going to be a great tool to have on your side, because you think, right, well in 12 weeks I want to be able to zip these jeans up or get this skirt, whatever. So it's good to have some benchmarks in place.
Completely agree with that.
I'd like to really also talk about the whole thing of cutting out groups of food.
Me too.
Great minds think alike. I'm really, and I never have in all the years I've been a trainer, suggested anyone should cut out sugar, carbs, fats, anything.
And I can't agree with that more. I might get it tattooed on my forehead. So anyone that says, I hear this a lot, well, I stopped eating bread and I lost X amount of weight. All you did was put yourself in a calorie deficit. So if you were eating 500 calories of bread a day, and then you take out that 500 calories, you're in a calorie deficit, you'll lose weight. It's got nothing to do with any form of carbohydrates or any other types of food. Right. Just a deficit that you put yourself in.
But in all saying that, it's really important that the calories that you do put in are healthy, good calories.
Particularly if you're on lower calories.
Correct. You want as maximum nutrition, limited calories.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your micronutrients.
Correct. So you want to be eating foods that are really good for you. Your body's going to go, oh, thank you very much. And use them wisely and make you feel good, make you feel strong, make you feel healthy, make you healthy. Not just feel healthy, they will make you healthy. Because, some people go, oh, but an avocado is the same as a Mars bar. It's not, by the way, I'm just using a silly example. Yeah. But one's full of, packed full of nutrients, and one's packed full of rubbish.
Yeah, so for that, for instance, 100 calories, you're going to get much more for your avocado than you would for the Mars bar, for that instance.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's something to look at. I do recommend everyone tracks their food on MyFitnessPal personally, because you can then see your micronutrients and your macronutrients throughout your day. So you can see what you eat on an average day, and I do really like doing that tool with clients because you can actually see what's in the food. I like to talk about it as teaching people how to fish rather than telling them how to do it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That is true. Our job is to give people the tools to use. And I'm going to tell you something now that's really, really worked for my clients over the years, is keep a food diary. This MyFitnessPal is brilliant.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
MyFitnessPal.
MyFitnessPal. See, I'm old, young.
New generation.
Old generation. So if you don't have that, or you don't want to have that, that's fine. But do track it in some way, because it's making you accountable as much as anything for what you are putting in your mouth. And if you don't write it down, it still counts. So anything you put in your mouth is going to have an effect on you, your health, your weight, and everything. So I'm not going to use the word mindful, but be aware of what you're eating, when you're eating it, how you're eating it, and whatever. Or maybe also why you're eating it.
And I would also maybe suggest smaller meals more often. That's what I do personally.
And I do.
So rather than having 6-7 hours between meals, that's when you're going to get really hungry, and that's when you're going to crave higher calories food, if that makes sense. Whereas if you're eating little and often every 2 and 3 hours, little healthy meals, you're more likely to stay on track, I feel personally.
Well, also that's because your blood sugar levels aren't doing that all day.
Yeah.
You see, when you eat small meals often, you're not allowing those peaks and troughs in your sugar levels. So you're nice and steady. So you're not suddenly craving a short hit, and that's usually from sugar and from fat, because your body goes, give me something now, because my blood sugar
carbs.
Exactly. So if you're eating regularly good things, and Alex, I'm sure, will let you know if you need to know the way she does it, and now the way I do it as well, and it's really had a dramatic effect on me, is to eat little and often.
So one thing we might have to touch on those, for instance, if you're a nurse or you've got a job where you have to do shift work, maybe you can't go out and eat, there will be occasions where you just have to do something different, of course, but in an ideal scenario for us it's easy because we're PT, so there's always gaps to eat. Obviously that's maybe not realistic for somebody who has a different job role to us. However, if you can eat more little and often, do, or when you're not at work, do it, and then potentially have some larger meals, say before and after your shift.
Exactly right. And this is all why these things are unique. All the advice we give you, you'd have to tailor it to your unique needs.
And that's why we have a job, because that's what we do.
Exactly. That's how we earn a living. And that's also, because obviously we've got clients that are vegan, we've got clients who for health reasons cannot eat certain foods, intolerances, allergies, medical reasons, lots of dislikes. And so that's why it's really important that you do get a tailored regime of eating for yourself, what you like, and also more importantly your needs and your lifestyle. So that's why.
So just to wrap it up, I think we'll wrap it up. So calorie deficit, if that's what you've taken away from here, you need a calorie deficit to lose weight, and there's different ways to achieve that. By tracking your food, we like that.
I tell you what, I'm going to give you my other top tip.
Go on.
Is always have food ready.
Great.
Okay? Always have food ready. Don't wait until you're so hungry that you're going to grab the first thing that's a hit for you, okay? So in the fridge, you always want lots of fruit ready to eat. You need lots of cut up vegetables ready to eat. You need some chicken ready to eat, prawns if you eat meat and fish. You always need stuff ready to eat. If you're time poor, if you haven't got a lot of time, make sure that in the freezer you've got things you can take out, put in the microwave that you've prepared.
As well, so it's ready to go. We love that.
That's my top tip for success.
And last thing I would say is, whilst you can have a biscuit or enjoy a dessert or whatever when you are losing weight, if you're in that calorie deficit, you will. So we don't make anyone cut out everything or live a really boring food life. Obviously, food's to be enjoyed. However, if every time you eat a digestive biscuit, you're going to eat the whole pack, whilst you're in a weight loss phase, maybe don't touch your digestives.
Stay away from things that are moreish.
For
you. Stay away from foods that you know are setting you up to fail, because why do it? There's no point. But I will tell you something now. Mark Twain had a saying that to make somebody want something, just make that thing difficult to obtain. So if you really want something, don't start denying yourself it, because all you'll do is crave it even more. So if you do want to eat a chocolate pudding, have it. Okay, just track it on your
write it down or on my fitness
pal thing, or write it down. Make sure you just acknowledge you've had it, so that then you can do a little bit of damage
and then move on. That's another thing. If you do slip up, draw a line under it and crack back on.
Let it go. Let it go.
Don't mess up and then throw the whole thing out the window. It would be like slashing your 3 other tyres because one went.
If
that makes
nice
sense.
One. Nice analogy.
So, thank you so much.